I've been here since May 2019. The shop name comes from, it was the Village Gift Company, and when I took over I changed it to VGC, Eaglesham, maintaining the village theme but just my own little twerk on it. The most challenging aspect of the business is doing all the admin on top of being in the shop all day. I am basically a one-man band. I have someone who does one day, but basically I do everything else: banking, ordering, packing, everything, which is what I love to do, but the admin sometimes falls behind.
So it's my husband and I that run the farm, and then my son, who's 22, he helps his dad in the farm, and my daughter's 18, she helps in the goose shed and the plants. When Boris Johnson announced the first lockdown, we anticipated 3 weeks. That was what it was said, you know, and the staff would be furloughed. We'd never encountered anything like this in our lives. So it was gearing up to that point though, because we were encouraging people not to come to places like here. So we could see the numbers were dropping, and then we did a drive-through in the car park for a couple of days, the Mother's Day weekend, and then we could see the writing on the wall. It was just a matter of time before it was completely shut. And then when he announced it was going to be shut, I remember having a staff meeting in here. Everybody was completely and utterly shell-shocked. Second wave, we had to let 7 staff go. So they were seasonal and students, but we had to let them go. People were coming here to buy their milk and their eggs, so that from that point of view we were giving them a service. This time has been different. We put on milkshakes, or flavoured milks. Middle of January, my daughter decided we should try these milkshakes. We're cursing her now right enough for it. She thought we should try these milkshakes, and my goodness, it has just completely, it's a new craze. So it's, from that point of view, it's been amazing for milk sales, and it's getting all the young ones drinking it.
I never imagined I would be operating my business without being on the shop floor. I've never had any reservations about taking over the shop, even throughout the pandemic. Business has been okay during the pandemic considering the restrictions, however I can't wait to reopen on the 26th. Adapting to the pandemic has been challenging, however it has given me time to focus a lot of time on a new website which is working well.
So plans for the future will be to grow my online presence and also to increase my customer base using social media platforms to get new customers through the door. I can already feel new customers are coming in since reopening. Lots of new people into the shop who've never been before, who followed me throughout lockdown.
We have looked at expanding the vending machines if we could find a local venue. Now the reason I say local is because at the moment we fill that vending machine about 7 times a day.
Okay.
It's quite a cumbersome job, and these milk cans are very heavy. They can weigh up to 1/4 of a tonne when they're full. So inside the machine has 2 big canisters, almost like big oil drums, that kind of size. So to transport that milk around, if you had to fill it 7 times a day, would be pretty cumbersome. And it's every day of the week, you can't have a day off with that.
Yep.
So we have looked at other venues, and particularly now the milkshakes have started, lots of venues have come to us wanting to supply milkshakes. But logistically it's quite challenging. If we could get the right place and it was local enough and we felt there was the right footfall, then absolutely we would consider it. We are always looking, because that was a huge challenge we faced last October. One of our members of staff came down with coronavirus, and it ended up that 9 members of staff had to self-isolate, which effectively closed us down. We were really short with staff. So I wouldn't really like to do that again this time round. I would want to make sure that all the staff were safe. No one else contracted it, but it was track and trace were doing their job and made sure everybody isolated and did what they were supposed to do. However, the impact on our business was awful, and I really wouldn't like to go through all that again. So I am hoping, obviously they can't be forced, but I am hoping the staff will all get vaccinated and it'll at least try and reduce the risk. Whether our customers are vaccinated or not, it's another story.
My favourite part of the shop is all the chat, all the different stories, what's said in the shop stays in the shop, and all my lovely customers. Overall, I'm happy that I took the shop on, even throughout the last 12 months. Never had any regrets. I never sleep in for work because I'm happy to come here and spend my day here, and I have no intention of leaving.
I don't know how we're going to open this place up as a coffee shop again. That's going to be a challenge again, because at the minute it's used as a store and girls are using it to fill up milkshakes and bacon and animal tarts, and there's stuff everywhere just now, so that worries me a little bit. We started a postal order service for our tray bakes on Mother's Day. We thought we would give it a go because lots of people have been messaging and saying they've missed their baking and missed their produce. So we thought, right, for Mother's Day we'll put out these postal boxes. Maybe people can send them to their mums if they're not able to visit them or see them. Oh my word, that was frightening how quickly that sold out. So we had 350 boxes posted. It was sold out within an hour and a half.
Wow.
It was incredible the response that got. So because of that, we've decided to do it every 2 weeks now.
Okay.
So we did our second one just last week, and again it was sold out within a night. It was gone. So we may look at doing more towards that. We've got the bakery now, so we've got more room. If there is still a demand for it, then we will do postal boxes. The door-to-door stock deliveries and the cream in the top, the birds pecking the foil, all of that stuff, you hear those stories day in, day out, it's amazing. The flip side to that is people remember it from school.
Yeah.
And the cream in the top, and it's sitting warm next to a radiator, so you get the other side of it, and that actually has been so damaging to the dairy industry, the way the school milk was treated.
Mm-hmm.
They really should bring school milk back, but do it properly. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, it was challenging, and I actually thought I was just opening up a wee coffee shop and would have a wee plitter in my coffee shop, but it's turned into a far bigger animal than that. We call it a monster that we have to try and tame. So there are times where it could get carried away, which is fantastic. We're not moaning. It's super that people come and support us, and we don't think we're doing anything special or anything fancy, or people just seem to like it, which is amazing. I mean, it is very flattering, I have to say. Well, this time around has been easier because we had part-time furlough.
Right.
First time we couldn't get any help. It was my daughter and I that did it. The whole thing, it was horrendous. This time we've been able to pull them back in, which is good. It keeps their hand in as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they get to see what we've been trying to do to keep our business going.
Yeah.
Throughout this period, we could easily have closed the door and had a nice, quiet, easy life, but we wouldn't have made any money, so it would have been pretty tough for a few months. So
It's nice to see people, rather than using like the big supermarkets, coming to
absolutely.
locally as well.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's really important for you,
Absolutely.
local produce.
It means so much to us that people buy our milk and enjoy our milk and come back. See, when you see them standing in the queue with their empty bottles, that really tickles us, because it means that they've invested in using our system and using our milk and enjoying our product if they're back for more. So it's been great, really good. And the bacon as well has been nuts.
Yeah.
We've put on a bakehouse, so we've just finished that extension to our coffee shop because we didn't have room in the coffee shop to make all the bacon.
Wow.
So yeah, it's great how you have to adapt when you need to.